Welcome to the first of what I hope to be many videos introducing you to creative business owners and entrepreneurs that you need to know. To kick things off today, I'm joined by Bri from Vostra Moda, a personal stylist, and she can't wait to help you find confidence and power within your business by dressing you exactly how you want the world to see you. At Vostra Moda, their mission is to help business owners and individuals in the queer community be seen, find confidence, and feel empowered in their clothing. Vostra Moda works with you to create a personal style that complements your brand identity and reflects your authentic personality. Through intentional styling, they will fashion actionable steps to support your goals and help you to express yourself comfortably and confidently. Their services are designed to promote personal growth, a deep understanding of who you are and how you want to show yourself to the world, as well as discovering your personal style. I can't wait for you to learn more about intentional styling and how to dress to impress for your business and daily life this summer. Bri, welcome to this little interview.
Thank you so much for having me, Bonnie. I'm so happy to be here.
So first, tell me a little bit about what you do and why you do it.
Sure. So I created Vostra Moda as a way of connecting with others because at my core, that's really important to me is making sure that people feel seen. And I know that's something that, we talked about quite a bit before. It's something that I talk about on my website and my bio a lot. I think it's very important for people to feel seen and to feel heard and giving them a space and a platform to do that because a lot of us don't have those opportunities in our lives. And speaking from personal experience as somebody who is in the queer community themselves and has been maybe more shy about telling other people or trying to find my place in this world, as I'm sure a lot of people have found in their own journeys in their lives, trying to make sure that others see you for who you are and feeling authentic and not like you have to hide who you are is extremely important to me. And I think our clothing can be such a great way of expressing ourselves and connecting with others because if you wear a band shirt, for example, and somebody else knows the band, that immediately starts a conversation with them. So, or even if you like somebody's shoes or their bag and you comment on it, it opens up this dialogue with other people and feeling comfortable enough in who you are and how you put yourself out there and the things that you love about yourself and standing more confidently. I want everyone to start feeling that. So that was one of the reasons why I started this journey and wanted to help other people find that for themselves.
I love that. And you're absolutely right. Wearing something like a band t-shirt helps people connect with your personality. And I mean, as a photographer, I always want to look as professional as I can when I show up to photo sessions, but I gotta admit, on say a casual Friday, I will wear a Star Wars tank top under my blazer just to show my personality and my love for film a little bit more. So yeah, that's fantastic that you're helping people find, what it is that they want to share through their wardrobe.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. And so I want to dive in as business owners, how can we, really show that personality and who we are, but still keeping it super professional and always showing up as strong business owners and entrepreneurs. So let's say when you have a summer event coming up, what is the best way to be intentional with your wardrobe choices and not get stuck with that one piece that doesn't go with everything else?
That's a really great question. And I think sometimes there's a little bit of mindset work that goes into what I do with my clients because we tie a lot to our clothing. We have a lot of nostalgia. If you look at a certain piece of clothing that is especially memorable, you could probably place where you wore or what happened while you were wearing it. And because of that, sometimes we'll get into these patterns where we have a hard time letting go of things, or we find ourselves wanting to recreate that. So we'll go out and buy things that are similar, but maybe they're not working for us right now because it made sense for that stage of our life. But if it was 10 years ago, you're a totally different person now, and that doesn't work for who you are now. And it's not either supporting the lifestyle that you want to create, or maybe even the shape of your body or color choices that you prefer to be making now. And something just doesn't feel quite right. So the main thing that I like to recommend to people is really tune into who you are now. What is inspiring you? Who around you is inspiring you? And notice if there's any connections between those things. Are these people wearing similar items? Do they have similar choices in colors or styles of items that they're wearing? And how can you integrate that for yourself in a way that you notice you're going to use it more? As well as investing in quality over quantity of items. Because if you have a closet full of favorite items, it doesn't need to be 100 items. because you're not going to have enough time to wear all of those either. So making sure that the items that you do have are going to be ones that you love. So for those special events, especially when it comes to things like weddings, for example, and there's dress codes, I think people can get very stuck in the idea of, okay, so I'm going to find this item for this wedding, but then I'm probably never going to wear it again, or it's too fancy to wear for anything else. So I either wear it at the next wedding I go to, or then I get worried about, or people get worried about, well, I already wore this to a wedding. I can't wear it to another wedding. People will see me in it again. So it's learning how to create versatility from what you own, finding some good staples. And everyone says, the little black dress is a classic. It is a classic because if you're somebody who wears dresses and you want to go with a neutral tone, it falls under those lines. It doesn't have to be black. It can be any other number of colors that work well for you that you have as a basic item in your closet. And then I have even shown people how to take cocktail dresses and wear them as casual wear, which seems crazy, but there are definitely ways of doing it. You can pair it with that band t-shirt over it and put a jean jacket over it and some flats, and then the skirt portion of the dress is showing. Or you could do the opposite where you put a maxi skirt over it and then the top is the accent piece, but again, wear it with some Converse or Keds or something and give it a more casual vibe and still get use out of this item. So it's about finding something that you really enjoy and want to wear more than once too. And I think that's something people need to keep in mind is don't just buy something because of a single event. Think of how you can use it in the future and if you would be excited to wear it again.
Yeah, I love that. And you touched on so many great points. I mean, I have definitely been that person in the past that would look at my closet and go, whoa, it's overwhelming. There's too many things. I don't know what to wear. And I'll always find something that still has a tag on it. And I'll think, gosh, I have had that in my closet for 3 years and I've never worn it. And I know that, over the last couple of years, a lot of our bodies have changed, or even as we get older and whatnot. So maybe we'll buy something thinking, oh, that fits me perfect. We don't end up wearing it. And then now it just sits there going, oh, maybe I'll fit into it again. And so there's a lot of stuff that just doesn't get used in a closet. So it can be really overwhelming when you're looking at it, thinking, how do I use this? And I also am one of those people who have bought a dress just to wear to a wedding, and it's still in the closet, never to be worn to another wedding or event because it's just too fancy. And I wouldn't know how to dress it down for other events. And knowing things like different summer networking events, people are doing a lot of golfing and then networking afterwards and things like that. I think it's really important for us to be able to look at our wardrobe and determine those key pieces and figure out, okay, how can I take, I don't know, I'll look to you for what's a good number, but 5 or 10 things that you can kind of just combine with each other. Is there a quick tip for, 2 or 3 key pieces that you think everybody should kind of have in their closet, maybe similar to that little black dress?
Yeah. That's a great question. I think the first one that I recommend to people is a well-fitting blazer or jacket. It doesn't have to be a blazer if you're someone who doesn't like the traditional professional look, but also there's so many blazers out there that aren't the standard, when you think of an attorney wearing a blazer, there's so much variety out there now. So I think that is a great option because obviously you can wear it with a suit or you can pair it with jeans and Converse again and a t-shirt and it still looks really cool. You pair it with your Star Wars tank top and you could do a pencil skirt with that and heels and it would still be elevated but a little bit edgy and interesting. So I think a blazer is the first one that I recommend to people. A good pair of dark wash jeans that are fitted I think is another great one because again it's something that can be easily dressed up or down. Jeans are typically casual, but if you're pairing them with a really nice blouse, or if you're pairing it with a button down and a pair of Oxfords or a pair of heels, again, it elevates the entire look and makes it very dressy. So either dark wash blue or black jeans can really make an outfit look very put together. Whereas most people would think, well, jeans aren't a put together look. They're very casual. You'd be surprised what you can do with a good pair of jeans that fit well too. And I think that's the other thing. I know I've mentioned only 2 so far, but before I even go any further, making sure your items fit is extremely important. And make sure they fit you, not just, they don't need to be skin tight. They need to fit you comfortably so that you feel more confident. Because if you don't like things being super tight, then it doesn't matter. It's not going to feel good. It's not going to look right because you're going to be uncomfortable in it, which is what I tell people whenever they want to do a photo shoot and they hire me for doing photo shoot support. It's like, I'll wear whatever you want me to wear as long as I look good. I don't care if I'm uncomfortable. And that's a huge red flag. Never make yourself uncomfortable, because then it's going to show in your pictures. And
Absolutely.
same in your daily life. If you're doing any sort of events, especially as a business owner, if you have to do any sort of presentations, or if you're meeting with new clients, the last thing you want to do is put out discomfort. You don't want to have that in a presentation or when you're meeting somebody. You want to feel like you've got this and that you are your best self, and like you can actually build those connections and not be pulling and tugging and feeling like you're choking all day.
Yes. Yeah. And I'm just going to touch on that photography bit, because as a photographer, feeling comfortable in what you're wearing goes such a far way with showing your emotion into images. So if you show up to a photo session and you are pulling and tugging at that outfit because it's, something you feel you need to wear, but you wouldn't ever really wear it in your day-to-day business life, you're going to be all kind of tense and uncomfortable in the photos, and that's going to come through in the emotion. And the other thing is too, if you don't normally wear those things in your business anyways, then you're not really showing an authentic version of you. People want to see in photos, especially in a branding photo or something a little bit more polished, or maybe a little bit more done up, but they still want to make sure that when they meet you in person and they get to interact with you, that there's that sense of familiarity of like, okay, yeah, this is that same person I saw in that picture. Where if you're getting super done up in an outfit you wouldn't normally wear, and then you show up very casual later, they're gonna be like, oh, well, that's a disconnect from what I saw before.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I 100% agree, because like you just said, making sure that you are comfortable and that you're dressing in a way that people are going to recognize you. Yeah. Because that's so important, to make sure that you're putting out the person that you are, because dressing as, somebody in a 3-piece suit, if that's not your everyday wear, and then you go to meet people, their first thought is going to be, is this the person that I just spoke to? Or is this the person that I've been communicating with? Because there's a bit of a disconnect. So making sure that you're representing yourself in every way. It doesn't mean you can't dress maybe a couple scales higher than you normally would on your day-to-day for a photo shoot, but make sure that it makes sense for you too.
Yeah. I also love when you talked about jeans, because I gotta say, I have a nice collection of jeans. I have actually pared down my closet, and I have those key jeans. I have the dark wash, but then I also have 2 pair of black jeans, and they look like dressy black pants. They pair perfectly with my blazers and whatnot, but then I'm very comfortable when I'm doing my photo sessions. So I look professional, but it's a good fitting pair of jeans, which I love. And so I wanted to ask, and especially as a photographer, so I'm often outdoors photographing people, or as we get into the warmer summer months, sometimes the air conditioning isn't working as well, or you're photographing a place that doesn't have AC. How do you build a summer wardrobe that feels good, keeps you cool, but still looking professional for your business? Because I'll give a little embarrassing note here, but this blouse, I love it. But if I'm photographing outdoors, gosh, the sweat just shows. So do you have any tips on how to stay professional while keeping cool?
Yeah, absolutely. And that is a great question, because a lot of the clothes that we find that we love to wear, like that blouse, which is beautiful, 100%, I looked at it and I was like, I bet that's really hot in the summer because of the material. So the first thing that I would recommend to anybody, no matter what your business is, if you want to stay cool in the summer, first key point is look at the material that you're wearing and try to find natural fibers. Specifically, my recommendations are cotton, linen, and merino wool, because those are all going to allow more airflow. And if you need to sweat, it's going to let it come through. So that way you're not just holding onto it and then you just feel gross and like it's against your skin all day, which is the worst feeling. And things like merino wool, they can absorb all of that moisture. And I think some crazy number, like 30% before you can actually feel it getting wet. It's like crazy. So a lot of people will take merino wool items when they're traveling, if they're going hiking or if they're doing a world excursion, because you can hand wash them, dry them, they'll be dry very quickly. But again, they can absorb all that. So you can wear it multiple times while you're out and it's not going to smell because it has this antibacterial component to it, which is wonderful. So something like that is great to keep in mind if you are doing a lot of traveling or if you want it as layer pieces. So personally, I have a number of merino wool sleeveless tank tops and camisoles that I can wear underneath things. So that's my base layer. That way, if it's cold because the air conditioning is on inside, but then you want to go for a walk later, you can take off the outer layer, be in that and still be comfortable and not be worried about feeling like you have to like peel the layers off when you get home at the end of the day. So definitely look at the materials that you have, make sure that they're going to make sense and they're going to allow your body to sweat, because that's how you're going to cool down. The other thing that I would recommend is color choices. So the easiest way to explain this is think of the rainbow, Roy G. Biv. The lighter colors, starting at the beginning of the rainbow, are actually going to be the cooler ones, which I think is contrary to what most of us have believed, because we see red as a warm color, blue as a cool color. However, when it comes to UV and what our clothes actually absorb for sunlight, it's known that white is reflective versus black, which absorbs. They did a test, and it was, they had a white shirt and a black shirt that were out in the sun, and the black shirt was 20 degrees hotter than the white shirt after leaving them out for the same amount of time. So it definitely absorbs all that heat. Similarly, red items are going to be cooler than blue or purple items because they're closer to white when it comes to that spectrum. So keeping in mind, maybe instead of the blue items, find some red items that are in a material that is going to allow your skin to breathe and is a natural fiber. And that is going to help you when you want to stay cooler, and some colors to keep in mind for maybe your summer wardrobe.
Wow, that's so much valuable information right there. I feel like I need to go shopping with a color wheel. But I feel like I would actually need to go shopping with you because I just look at all the pretty designs, and I know for myself that there are certain colors that don't do well with my skin tone and things like that. Like I can wear, I'm starting to wear like oranges, but I usually wear purples and blues and those kind of colors. So to go into reds or anything like that, I wouldn't know how to kind of break into that land. So if I wanted to have you in my pocket at the clothing store when I'm shopping or when I'm planning, what is the best way for people to connect with you so they can learn more and really hop into the summer with professional clothing that feels good and keeps them cool?
Absolutely. So a great place to learn more tips and tricks and just random information like that is by following me on Instagram. So my Instagram handle is at Vostra_Moda, or you can reach out to me through my website, which is vostramoda.com. And I have a service that goes through the season. So all summer long for 3 months, we'd be able to work together, starting in going through your closet, seeing what you already have going on, helping get rid of some of those items that maybe still have the tags on that you're not actually attached to, but you think you should be. And then shopping for those specific things, going, well, what colors do you want to wear? And let's make sure you're as cool as possible and comfortable this summer at the same time. And it's going to complement your brand and personal identity, and then showing people how to combine what they have with new items they've shopped for and put together outfits that they love and feel really great in.
Oh, I love that. That's a service that I think is so valuable, because first you shop your closet and figure out what you already have. And that's a huge money saver, which as business owners is fantastic.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that people need to contact you. I'm gonna put the link to your website and your Instagram in the comments below this video. And yeah, thank you so much, Bri, for connecting with me today and taking the time to answer these questions. And then one final last question: what is your favorite summer color to wear?
That is a great question. So I find myself wearing green in the summer. So it's right above the blue. So it's kind of in the middle of the rainbow, actually, which is ironic because I think in the past, blue has been one of my favorite colors to wear in the summer. But I've definitely noticed myself being more comfortable in greens. And now I know why, after doing a little bit of research on my own and learning it's actually a color that might be a little bit cooler as well. So I love wearing green. I think it also, summer just makes me think of the slightly warmer colors and just nature inspired colors. So I love things like blues and greens. And I'm starting to get into yellows. I never wore yellows before, but just this year I found a few items of yellow that I really loved. And it just makes me think of outside and being outside in the summer, which is wonderful.
I love that. I'm with you on the yellows as well, although I've started wearing a little bit more of a mustard color. That was my spring transition, but I feel like it'd be really great for fall. But
Yes.
I don't know. I'm looking forward to connecting with you further. And thank you so much for being here today, and enjoy your summer.
You as well.